we are here for the Between Lilacs in the Dark, episode 21, the finale, part 2 of the Confrontation. So, we are going to have Dr. Whitford finish off a mask and a body part in whatever order she chooses.
Wonderful. Narrate a flashback to the time you had a terrible fight with the person you lost. It will also be a prompt for disassociating, which is the king in shadows. So right. You see Elinor sitting in a front room of a mostly full auditorium, clutching a sheaf of paper, a little more nicely dressed than usual, when a man approaches the vacant podium. And as Elinor starts to rise, says, "And now, Dr. Theodore Markham presenting on his research with Dr. Elinor Whitford." And she watches numbly as Teddy Gate gives an inaccurate and incompetent summary of the research she had spent the past 18 months compiling on categorization of pre and postmortem wounds with a focus on freshwater decomposition. She could feel the ice start at her feet and rise slowly through her body, and only the sounds of applause at the end of the lecture brought her back to herself, blood in her mouth where she's bitten her cheek. She still can't feel her face or her hands and couldn't hear the second lecture over the sound of blood pounding in her ears. After the lecture, when all the doctors were in a circle congratulating Teddy, she snatched Dell by the wrist, the shock of Elinor being violent bringing Dell along, dragged Dell aside behind the velvet curtain at the side of the stage. The only question she could choke out was, "Why?" And Dell responded with a cold, trilling laugh. "Oh, Elle, Eddie needed the boost in his reputation if he and I are to marry. And besides, you should be grateful to get the information out there. No one would have listened to it if you had presented. Aren't you always saying the information is more important than ego?" Eleanor's voice started to raise when she stated that was my work, and Dell's hand flashed out, grabbing her hand and digging those elegant nails in sharply, hissing, "We will talk about this later. You're going to go out there, congratulate Teddy, and go home." And she'd never heard Dell's stern, cold voice turned on her, only others. But she must have done Dell's bidding well enough, because the next thing she knew, she was standing on the bank of the river, arms wrapped tightly around herself, trying to keep herself from flying apart. That was also addressing the mask of disassociation. Each hunter narrates a time when they felt like a stranger in their own body. I'll also be doing the prompt for the final body part where I narrate a brief pleasant memory about. As Elinor walks to the corner of the lab with Dawn's tank, feeling like Jack's forearm is the heaviest thing she's ever lifted, she flashes back and forth between lying on a carpet with Dell, drawing the lines of her tendons and muscles with a tickling quill in the name of studying, and flaying the skin around Jack's elbow to disconnect the joint, and the last time he had touched her with that hand, yanking her out of the way of falling debris with a firm hand. That is both a pleasant memory and some disassociation. And those are my things I have to narrate.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Alrighty. So, just a quick review, you all have entered the portal to get into what's essentially the All Forest to meet the challenge that Mrs. Pemberton-Potts has put out. And you are currently surrounded by a purple mist. Mechanically, housekeeping wise, I put in the confrontation as one of actually the final tab that's in the threat tab of the character keeper. And this is where you're going to be able to put in some clues for this, because there will be a final question that you will need to answer. And then that will be how you will resolve. This is how you'll be resolving the confrontation threat. Okay. Now, if I did a quick rewatch of most of last episode, and I remembered that I had promised clues from the vulnerable scenes, and I believe there were 2 vulnerable scenes from last time. So, given that, you have 2 TBDs going towards the confrontation. Okay. So, when I reveal the confrontation question, The resolution, the complexity will be complexity 6. So you already have 2 clues on the board. Okay, so TBD those from the vulnerable scenes from last time. Okay, and you all, and also as a review, you all have access to the 3 things, whether it be like by association / you actually brought it with you, or like, by flashback or memory or whatever, the 3 items that you've brought with you to this place, right? So you have access to those personal quarters items that can help to gain advantage if you want to apply it mechanically. Alrighty, so aw, kitty, sorry, always have to have requisite cat butt in a video. Since we're going to be missing some people for a little bit in the beginning, the way we're handling that narratively is that as you enter in the portal, the mist has surrounded you all. And when you come out, Dr. Whitford, Larrabee, you discover that you are missing Lady Ross Carter and Jack. And before you lays the tall trees, bare of leaves, spindly branches, and paths overlaying each other in this foggy, dense place.
Just a quick housekeeping question.
Mhm.
I'm just going to mention, so Ms. Larrabee does not have any conditions at the moment. I think
Yep.
I was able to clear them all out on our last session.
Yeah.
I'm just going to also mention the 3 personal quarters items I have taken are my signature. I've got my signature gun from Fastest Gun in the West, which is my 1983 Hopkins and Allen 44 caliber revolver. I've got a boot knife with a strange symbol on the pommel, a symbol of power. And because it's weird, I'm bringing that featureless gold mask from the night tab.
Okay. Nice. And because I allowed it in the other series, because the gun has always been allowed as being unmarked as an item, I'm allowing you to have another item as well.
Ooh,
Larrabee.
okay.
All right.
Ooh, that's cool.
Yeah.
I am going to take.
So American got 4 items.
Okay. So in that case, I will also take the an 8 of clubs with a drop of dried blood on it that Wild Bill Hickok supposedly held in his hand when he was shot.
All right.
So
Okay.
1 card of the infamous dead man's hand.
Okay. All right. To make it
Not to
fair,
be
Dr. Whitford,
greedy.
you can have another item too.
Okay, I have medical texts that never mark, so
Oh, yeah. It's fine.
I'll bring those along.
Yeah. Or if anything, it's like, you can even claim it's like, the eidetic memory crap. I mean, like,
Right.
I'm perfectly happy with
Hey.
that too. It's like it's either memory, like flashback, or you actually brought it with you. I mean, like, however you want to go. I'm okay
Bring
with
a book
this.
to the confrontation.
Oh
I
God,
mean,
yes, of course.
I think you are bringing a fuck ton of dynamite, but
Yeah, exactly. Well, what does a fuck ton of
Chloroform died.
look now? What does a fuck ton of dynamite mean to the doctor? I mean, like, it could be like it's a handful. I mean, because it's all she can carry.
It's enough.
It's
you know,
enough.
it's like 6 sticks like strapped
It's a
together.
Yeah.
bandolier.
No.
Dynamite.
It's your corset. It's your corset. Okay. All right. Anyway, sorry. Anyway, you two find yourselves just by yourselves in this very foggy, very misty, purple forest.
Well,
Well,
Miss Larrabee, I,
I had. Go ahead.
I suspect waiting for our companions is ill-advised.
I mean, I hadn't reckoned coming out to take a stroll through the woods. It's full of purple fog. Ain't never seen that before.
Nor have I.
And this is going to be a weird place, so don't surprise me much that our friends are somewhere else. Guessing they're probably somewhere else in this. She kind of gestures around. Somewhere else in this forest.
And I will mention that, all basic moves work the same exact way. So, I mean, like, again, you are going to be answering a confrontation question very soon, and so therefore it's like, do not hesitate in terms of like, using an information move, and then you will be faced with like a night move or whatever, depending, or day move, depending on how dangerous it is, and yada yada yada. So, do not
Got it.
hesitate in using basics or your even playbook moves. If like your playbook moves allow you to kind of get clues or whatever, I mean, like, please do not hesitate to use those as well.
And I'm also going to note that I very recently marked the Cosmic Passage, which opens up the Old Bones move to me. So
Nice.
I could use that.
There is a
Think
house in the
can
distance. There is
Nice.
a manor house, like, way in the distance, like beyond the trees. So it's like if you'd like to try to get there, you can, but I mean it's a bit of a trek.
Got it. And there's also the Forest Sense move, which might come into play, which can also generate a clue.
Correct. So
So Rose kind of like puts her like nose up into the air and like smells the air, trying to see if she can detect anything particularly weird or trying to get a sense of the smell of the place.
okay.
Basically, I'm trying to smell for weirdness. I will also mention that I did roll a 10 plus at the quickening, so
14.
oh, that's right, a 14.
Yeah, so
That's right. Oh, that's right. I think I had a 14. Right. So your heightened sense of hearing and smell will help you uncover an additional clue that no other hunter would be able to detect during the dawn phase.
okay, so since there is no true
Oh,
phases until the very, very end of the resolution of this thing, go ahead and take another TBD that you can apply
okay.
to the confrontation question. Okay, so just like throw that in there and
Got it.
label it a quickening dawn clue, whatever. It's fine.
Okay.
Yeah,
I will
so
do
you know
that.
where it comes from.
Yep. And that also means I'm also rolling all vitality rolls with advantage.
Sure. So in this case, I'm gonna say like you should roll this one vitality because you're using your sniffer for this.
Works for me.
Yeah.
Works for me. Okay. So let's go to witch dice. Yeah,
On
I'm just
the clue generating front, if there's any corpses that happen to show up, please let me know.
Oh,
I would love to lay hands on one last time.
yeah. No, no, no. I don't worry. Like, there's gonna be a couple of corpses that you're gonna run into. No worries. Oh boy. You may not like them, but I mean, you'll run into them. Go ahead.
my vitality is 2. Excuse me, I'm rolling with advantage. It's a
That's
14.
better. Yeah, this better. Okay. So, with
Six, 665 on the dice.
all right. So I'm going to say, let's see. Okay, you definitely get a clue. Very nice clue. Very nice clue. Very nice. Very nice. In fact, I'm going to give you something special with this. Give me a second. All right. So you're doing your sniffer for this. So you're smelling something. Give me a second. You see the profusion of like purple mist like weaving its way around these trees, these dark, tall, and straight, bare trees. And these paths are like just moving down and like all of these varying paths. But as you're using your nose, your smelling sense, you smell a familiar scent of home wafting from one of the specific paths. What does home mean to you, Larrabee?
It's a smell of mesquite and just a hint of kind of an acrid saltiness from the desert. And again, just a hint of a campfire.
So mesquite, oh, okay, I can do this. I can spell. Mesquite, campfire, and what was that other thing?
Just a hint of salt.
Hint of salt. Okay. All right. That is your clue. Scent of home, was from specific path, mesquite, campfire, and a hint of salt. From that particular path, as you're watching the wafting mists, like fade in and then push in and out, and you're smelling the scent of home, there seems to be a familiar silhouette down that path. Like it's really distant. Like you smell this, but you see a very familiar silhouette down there. Who does it look like? Like if you were going to tell somebody just from their silhouette, who does it look like? From home.
let's go for it.
Mhm.
That's Buffalo Bill Cody.
Okay. All right.
I performed with him for like, oh, well, tar nations. That's Buffalo Bill Cody. I performed with him for 6 months before before some of us decided to go off and do our own show.
Are you saying this
What
out
the?
loud?
I think she like look points at the figure and says, and kind of sub vocalizes it, but you can hear it. Holy shit, that looks like Buffalo Bill Cody. What the hell is he doing here?
Do you start heading down, or do you just say it?
I'm gonna say it. I'm going to look at Dr. Whitford and say and point and say, and that sure as hell can't be him. Or
Do I
could
see
it?
it? Do I need to roll to see it?
I mean, you see a shadow there. You see a shadow down that path that Larrabee is like pointing down. But doctor, if you want to make your own information move to kind of like see what you're going to see, you totally can.
I would love to.
Please do. Well, I mean, how are you doing it though? That's my question.
Right. I feel like Dr. Whitford's at a point where she's accepting the impossible. Not necessarily like we're okay with accepting it, but like, okay, we're in a weird forest,
Mhm.
purple mist.
Yeah.
I think that Rose is seeing things, but I'm going to attempt to like ascertain that myself,
Okay.
just by looking in the direction that Rose is pointing.
Okay. In this instance, you can either call upon complete reason because like you're like trying to debunk like
Yeah,
within this place. Sure. I'll take it.
that is my believe. My reason is yes. My reason is 3. I got a 9.
Reason. Okay. So this is 9. Okay. I think as you are following um Larrabee's finger and like, like listening to what like Rose is saying that, oh, that's like Bill Hickok, haven't seen him, can't be him, blah da da. Like I think your vision is suddenly like taken, this is the complication, is suddenly taken up with like something that's kind of like, in your periphery. Like you're starting to see something, what's the word? Not waving. What am I trying to say? It's kind of like dangling. That's what I'm trying to say. Dangling in like an imperceptible breeze, right? So it seems to be hanging from one of the branches that's above you, like in your peripheral vision. Like, and you turn to look away from what Rose is pointing at, and then you like look over on the corner. So let me see. And what you see, as a clue, is bone shards, twisted and braided, with the young twigs from, like, young branches twisted into a crown. It's quite similar to something that you saw when you were watching the King in Shadows play, but these aren't like, it isn't the King in Shadows crown. It's, again, just bone shards twisted in with twigs. And as you look past that, you see what looks like on a tree beyond that crown. You see what looks like Jack hanging from a tree further down, another path.
I would point that out to Miss Larrabee.
Larrabee's gone.
I am not. Oh, gone? Cool.
Gone.
I'll head for Jack.
Larrabee, it's like, as you're saying this to Dr. Whitford, it's like, haven't seen them, da 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 da. And like Dr. Whitford's there, you turn away, and then like you look back again, Dr. Whitford's gone.
And she's not there.
Yeah, the mist has.
Dr. Whitford, you there?
I mean, you might hear that, Dr. Whitford, but it sounds like it's from very, very far away, as if suddenly, you know, you've been separated by miles.
I'm not certain I want the forest looking at me, so I don't think I'm going to shout.
All right then. Um, Rose draws her gun. She's not pointing it. She draws her gun and she's just kind of like holding it like I think she's holding it and like pointing it down at the ground, and she's going to start walking toward Buffalo Bill.
Okay.
That seems to be the only path.
Yeah. And going to say, like, as you start walking down, like, your particular path, and then um, Dr. Whitford, you start heading towards Jack. I think they're like we're seeing a drone shot, right? And it kind of goes up and above you both, and we see like kind of like a like an overlay of the forest, and it's like we see you both kind of going off on opposite paths, and we see like the markings of that map that we saw earlier, like in the season, and then we start seeing like the mist kind of moving in and out of these trees as if the trees are like little tokens or something like that. And we hear like a little voiceover saying, and I wonder what offerings they're going to make to leave this place, just as I will make offerings to make sure the forest comes to fruition. So that's a little taste of what's to come. So let's deal with Larrabee first. You're heading down this pathway, and you've got your gun
So
down.
these,
Go
so
ahead.
this is just so like along the sides of this path that I'm following. There's
Hmm.
just these like tall bare trees.
Hmm.
It's like really dense. There's like not undergrowth underneath but it's
Yeah, I mean, you just
it's
like,
pretty clear. It's pretty clear this is a path I'm following.
yeah, hmm, yeah, like it's like tamped down is like as if it's been treaded before, but it's like not like discernible to conveyances, like not carts or anything, like any wheeled carts or
Okay.
what have you, but just people.
I am going to I'm going to move a little bit toward, this figure I see who I think is Buffalo Bill.
Okay.
Do I seem to be getting closer to it, or is it like one of those elusive things that it just like as I get close, it seems to get farther away, or
You seem to be getting closer. Start to hear like maybe there's more voices besides like Bill.
okay.
As if like there's like a crowd or like there's like more people ahead, like there's like a group or something like that.
I'm going to pause. I'm going to step off the path,
Hmm.
still inside of it,
Sure.
and this is a weird forest. I'm going to look around for any signs of like other creatures, like
Sure.
birds or animals or whatnot that might be
Sure.
around.
Sure. Are you using a different thing? Like, are you using forest sense or what are you using? Or
Um,
something of yours? I mean, like, if you're using a move of your own, I mean, that's perfectly fine too. Because I know
I
you've
mean,
got other moves too.
yeah, I do have a move called Awakened Soul that
Yeah,
allows you to it says okay, I'll just read this. I'm not sure if it applies.
sure.
You are sensitive to the desires and behavior of animals.
Okay.
When you encounter an animal, you may ask the keeper, I haven't encountered an animal, but I'm looking for one.
Yeah, I'll allow it. It's fine. You just
Okay.
tell me what you think you're trying to call to, and then I'll tell you like if there's
I'm
something
like
similar.
I'm like looking for tracks and I'm looking for tracks on the ground
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
and I'm hoping to find something like a fox.
Okay. Okay.
And if I encounter one,
Okay. Yeah. Because yeah, I'm gonna say yeah, and go ahead.
okay. So if I can take some narrative control here, so I'm following these. It's maybe paralleling the path, going a little more into the forest. And if it's okay with you, I see a fox, like, a few, you know, several yards ahead, kind of like sitting on a log, looking right at me with its head cocked.
Hmm. Yeah. Out of curiosity, do you think it's a male fox or a female fox?
Um, I hadn't even thought of that question. Um, I think it's a vixen.
Okay.
And and when I see her, I'm gonna holster my gun, gonna like put up one hand and kind of say, "It's okay. It's okay there. What's what are you doing in a place like this?" What did it say?
Use awakened soul.
I use awakened soul. Yes, I am going to use awakened soul. So when you encounter an animal, you may ask the keeper, "What does this animal want me to do?" The keeper will answer truthfully and completely. When you act on the answer or pursue a course of action in which an intuitive understanding of an animal's behavior would be helpful, any associated roles are taken with advantage. This is not a movie role. This is just
Okay.
I
Cool.
ask.
Okay. All right. So specifically,
What does
yeah,
what does this animal want me to do?
this vixen will tilt her head. Hmm. And you're asking her like specifically what she's doing here, in
Yeah,
like in
I
this,
yeah,
this particular neck of the woods.
I said aloud, like, what are you like? What in tarnation are you doing in a place like this?
And I think the vixen will just kind of like cock her head like off to the side, and then she'll look, and then she'll say, "The same thing you are, passing through." Hargrave House?
Matter of fact, yes. How'd you know that?
I came from there too. A different one.
Really?
A different one.
Different Hargrave House. Is this place some kind of nexus of worlds?
Yes.
I was afraid of that. So what's yours like?
Fun people. Even more fun to play with the threats. I was in mucky state where I was, but someone let me go through the portal to go home. And it was fine for a little bit, but I got bored and I decided to come through here. And I guess you're having some fun too, huh?
Fun's not exactly what I'd call it, but kind of here on it, you know, kind of here to find out. Uh, well, let's just say I'm kind of hunting somebody.
Who?
She's been kind of a thorn in our side for a while, and I think she's about to unleash a whole heck of a lot of nastiness on our world.
A threat?
A threat.
Hmm.
In fact, I think she might have been the threat that's pulling the strings of a whole bunch of other threats.
Oh. Was she? Did she like a lot of flowers?
As a matter of fact, yes.
We had one too.
What did uh what did you folks do?
I didn't stay long enough to find out what they did, but I think
you need to find out, I think, how to thwart her ritual.
Yeah, that's kind of what we were here for.
She needs to put pieces together. She's offering things.
Offering things to what?
Look around.
Oh, it's not a who, it's a where.
It's a what.
Hmm.
And the what is everywhere.
Okay, that's kind of what I was afraid of. What are you planning to do?
I could stay around and watch the fur fly. Could still stay around, or I could go home. Not sure yet.
Right.
But if you want some fun, just have to find out what to offer. Maybe what you offer will be better than what your threat does.
Hmm. So, make a better offering than our there's our adversary might be wanting to offer. Hmm.
Yeah,
Int
yeah,
Interesting.
yeah. Bargains beat bargains? I think. It's worth a try, right?
Imagine rightly so. Probably better plan than what was it? Probably better plan than what mine was.
Were you planning on doing some mischief?
I was planning on doing some violence.
That's good too! Maybe I'll stay and watch the fur fly. Hmm,
Well, be my guest, my little red friend.
I'm Jai. What's your name?
Rose.
Rose, Rose. That's the name of the person we were up against, I think.
Hmm. Yeah, that's her name too. I think
Oh.
that was just a coincidence.
Hmm. She loved
I used to
flowers.
well, yeah, I used to be a performer. I performed under the name Wild Rose. Ain't my real name, but I think it suits me better.
Well, good luck, Wild Rose. And hopefully I'll
Well,
see you uh perform some violence later.
um, Rose just kind of like pats the gun on her hip and tilts her hat and then returns to the path.
Yep. And then you'll see the fox like get up on her hind legs, and from somewhere, like from behind her, she'll whip out this beautiful like Chinese fan, and then just kind of like snap it open, and then just kind of like fan herself a little bit, and then just kind of bound into the mist. But she'll kind of like wink at you before she does. So that is the question. The question is, what offerings can you make to the... I'm gonna label it at the All Forest because I haven't figured out a more graceful way to say this. What offerings can you make to the All Forest to thwart Mrs. Pemberton-Potts's final ritual? Brain. And that's the confrontation question. Okay? And
Okay.
your opportunity to resolve it is... All right. So resolve the threat by making the bargain with the forest and saving the people Mrs. PP was going to offer. Okay? So, and you'll see who those are when you get there. But yeah, so that's the
And
question.
you said the complexity is going to be 6.
6. Yeah. So let's switch over to Dr. Whitford before we, see who we're going to see. Hopefully, it's like, yeah, somebody else, another latecomer comes in soon. All right, Dr. Whitford, you have seen the bone crown like dangling from one of the branches in the forest and headed down a different path as the mist has blocked your you're way behind, and you see Jack hanging from a tree further along. And I think as you go, the forest, the trees, like, start to look denser, like as there seems to be more trees, more trunks, like, put together, almost as if they're like kind of building like a wall or like a, what do they call them? Blockades, like a natural blockade. And,
Am I being herded or kept
it
from
feels
something?
like you're being herded, like, like the mist is kind of like, like obscuring your path behind you, and then onto the sides it's like there's just more and more trees that just seem to be like hemming you in, like to go forward, like towards where Jack's presumably dead body might be. You can't tell. I mean, he's just hanging from a tree, kind of like in a T position where like his head is hanging down, like his arms are loose and just like dangling, and his legs are free. Um, it's obscured again because the mist is so dense, and it seems to be very dimly lit. The mist has a kind of phosphorescent purple glow onto itself, but you're getting closer to this. And I think just before you get to the clearing where you can see Jack's body a little bit clearer, out steps Maglasang. Dr. Whitford.
Fancy meeting you here.
It is not by accident.
Somehow that doesn't surprise me. What can I do for you?
I'm here to ask you to turn back.
I don't think I can. Not yet.
I didn't think I could, but I was
I
going.
appreciate the request, though.
This is a place of many paths. This is a place that you can choose your fate.
What choice have you made?
And he smiles and he kind of looks down. And he'll show you willingly. He'll actually unfold his sleeves, and he'll show you that like the tattoos on his forearms actually have branches growing out of them. It's a choice my family has made for many years. And I serve because I have survived. And you might be made to do the same, depending on your choice.
I imagine there is no going back for you.
No. There is still the chance for you. I'm just here to make sure you know that you still have that.
How close is he to me? Can I touch him?
Yeah, I mean, like, like one step and then
Okay.
you're within personal space.
I
It's fine.
figured.
Yeah.
I think that Dr. Whitford will smile at him, step forward, and then touch the tattoo forearm he's shown me. You have been nothing but kind to me. We all serve someone. I don't think I can be who I am and turn back. But I do appreciate you.
Be warned. It is not. I am able to do this because my family has served for many years. But there will be others, as you probably know, that will be trying to get what they want from this place. And you can get what you want from this place too. But you will need to make the offer. You will need to make a bargain. It is your choice to decide what that is and how much you're willing to give to get what you want, or to stop someone else.
Were you locked into this when you were born? Or did you have a choice?
He smiles a little bit at that. You are very perceptive, Doctor. I am a legacy, a family who have been hunters for many generations, sorcerers of repute from where I'm from. And yes, this has been with me since I've been born. And before that.
Elinor sighs deeply and says, I'm sorry you did not get your own choice. It seems the world takes those away from us.
Will you give what you created her choices?
Yes.
That's all I can ask.
She gets to decide who she is going to be. Possibly more than most of us.
And he definitely smiles at that. And, well, then she is definitely ahead of the game. I can help you no further than what I've said so far. Just know that my cohorts will be thwarting the rest of you.
I expect nothing less, but thank you.
Be careful.
I will just nod.
And
be careful. No, actually, you know what? I'll say be careful.
Thank you. He will grasp your hand if you will let him, and he'll give it a squeeze. And if we meet again in their presence, I am sorry about what I have to do.
I understand.
And he bows. And he'll step out of your way so you can get to what's essentially Jack's body.
Is it Jack's body? Can I touch it? Is it too tall?
He'll do you a favor. Like, he'll see you looking at it, and then he'll say, I can at least do this for you. And then he'll make a gesture, like a couple of somatic gestures, and then like the branches that are kind of grasping Jack from underneath his arms will gently crackle and then lower him slowly to the ground. And it is Jack's body.
Does he still have his tattoos? Are they normal? I'm concerned about his tattoos now that you see if he's full of branches too.
Um,
I know he's got his neck and his ring, I think.
yeah, he still has his tattoos. They're like, they're fine. I mean, like there's no like infected like tattoos like Maglasang's or like what happened to Lord Brookmead or anything like that. Like the
Okay.
forest has not gotten its hooks into him. And I think that's because of Maglasang, but you know,
So Maglasane's gone now.
he'll just give you a little smile before he steps back into the mist.
I would like to examine Jack's body.
Yeah, you totally can. I mean, like, we'll do that as your move before we go on break, okay? And
Okay.
hopefully get the rest of the people in here.
Hopefully.
Okay. So, what is your move that you're going to do? Is it information or your particular playbook move?
It was my particular playbook move, Beneath the Skin.
Okay.
When you examine a corpse, you may ask the keeper two of the following.
Yes.
How did this person die? Keeper will answer with a clue. What would an untrained eye overlook here? Keeper will answer with a clue. Or can I take a body part? I don't need any more body parts.
No.
Okay.
So, which of the two questions? Or yeah.
Uh, it says two of the three.
Okay. So, what do you want answers to?
How did this person die, and what would an untrained eye overlook here?
Okay. Untrained eye, or excuse me, how did the person die? How did Jack die? You don't see anything at first. Like, you see Jack, like, almost looking very peaceful, as if he's sleeping. But you know he's deceased. I mean, like, no pulse, no heartbeat, no breath, no nothing. But then you notice that through the tattoos, imperceptible at first, but you notice it when you take a closer examination, especially when you do the pulse, that through the tattoos, it's almost like sharp jabs through the tattoos, like in and then out to go through the arteries, the arteries, and like no blood though. It's like he's been sucked dry, basically. Yeah, gone through the arteries to kill him, but also sucked dry. So there's no blood. And you wouldn't have noticed except for like checking out the tattoos, which comes out as a little like, pinpricks and discoloration on both sides. Yeah. So that's how he died.
Okay.
Very peaceably. And then untrained eye.
Does he look sucked dry or just
No.
slightly fed on?
No. I mean, like, again, it's just like fed on in terms of like pale enough that it, like, he's bloodless, but
Okay.
not fed upon. It's strange. Possibly blooded, right? And then untrained eye. Trying to give you a clue here. I think as you're examining Jack's body, and you know where you've seen his tattoos, and I think we've established that scars don't stay on his body and such and so forth. But for some reason, there is something that seems to stick out in a very strange place. Maybe it's by his ribs. Like you feel something that's like a little, either an indentation or a little bump. Like as if something has been skinned over, but there's no scar, there's no scab, whatever. And when you take a closer look, maybe you do have, like, pull out your scalpel or something like that. And, like,
I do.
okay, take a look at it. You find, oh boy, this is the clue. what it means, but we'll see. You find a keepsake from your past in between his ribs. What is it? And if you want to leave it like that, you can, or you can just put the actual clue in the clue cell. But what do you find of your past?
Oh, I don't know.
If you want to think about it and then come back to it, like, after break, you totally can.
Yeah, can I have a break to think about it?
Yes, absolutely. Let's do a 10-minute break. You guys can refresh your beverages, like, go to the bathroom, whatever. And I will see you in 10 minutes. And hopefully we'll gain, like, our latecomers. Okay? See you in 10.
Awesome.
All right?
Thanks.
Okay. Sorry. I did confirm from my notes from the other series that, yes, complexity for the confrontation question is 6 because you guys rolled so well on the Mastermind question, so you're safe. bonuses. We want to build up the bonuses. Yeah, cool. So yeah, just build up some bonuses. I mean, like, however you want to, like, research so far. Doctor, do you know what you found in Jack's body?
I think it is the morning brooch from one of my previous masks. Brooch. I always forget.
Brooch. So you can put that as a parentheses, like, on that particular clue if you'd like. And if you want, you can add that. If you take it out of Jack's body, of course, you can take that and put it in your personal quarters.
Of course I do. And what does he is either my complication or my special mean? I'm sorry.
Yeah, because I mean, like, depending on if you were like a 9, then that was a complication, like, that you met him, and then, like, if it was the 12, then it was special that you met him. So,
okay. I wasn't sure if special was a term that was vocabulary or something.
No, I mean, it's just like how I refer to things. It's like, when you like.
Yeah, it's special.
Yeah.
It was awesome.
It's special.
It's my cameo.
Yes, exactly. Back to Larrabee. So, Larrabee, you wanted to go back on the path, or did you want to go a roundabout way up to the manor house?
I am trying to figure out if Rose is more interested in figuring out who this person that she thinks is wild is, not Wild Bill Hickok, he's dead. Buffalo Bill Cody.
Mm-hmm.
Or if she does want to go up to the manor house.
That's up to you.
Given that her reason is bad, I think she's going to, like, try to interact with Buffalo Bill.
Okay. All right. Sure.
Because I think she thinks it's really him.
Yeah. Sure.
At least for now.
Yeah. No. That's fine. And in fact, I think, as you come back onto the path and then you head back in that direction where you think, you saw the Buffalo Bill silhouette. You look down at the path again, and that familiar scent is getting more intense, like as if you're coming back into the campsite, into, like, where you guys performed and all this kind of stuff, like, very familiar, right? And then what does it look like? Like, paint the scene for me, like, when you were, like, in the performance, and you all were sitting down for the after performance debrief meal, like, decompression, like, how did you guys, like, conduct yourselves, like, after, like, the performance was done, and, like, you're done for the night, and you just want to just, like,
Done for the night, all the audience is left. It's just us now. I imagine that we had our, we kind of circled the wagons.
Yeah, exactly.
We kind of circled the wagons, and some of us probably had like a smaller than a bonfire, bigger than a campfire, kind of in the center.
Yeah.
And some of us were, like, sitting on the little stoops of the carriages,
Sure.
of our carts. Others, brought out little folding chairs and were sitting down there. Some some people probably like, throw out a Baja blanket and we're sitting on that around and we're just, like chatting, smoking, drinking, drinking whiskey or whatever, and just kind of like, debriefing after the show.
Yeah.
That's kind of what I imagine.
It's very familiar, but yet not. Like some of these wagons are familiar to you, and then some of them look like not of this time, not of this place, like not of the place that you've been, like, of where, of America, like maybe of other places, like of other cultures, but of the same kind of, you recognize them. They're performers just like you've been, like, and maybe some of them are more grifty than you've been as well, and then others have been like true performers of like they're doing this because it's like, this is what they've done for years and decades in their families and all this kind of stuff. So you recognize each other as the travelers, the performers, the ones that have entertained in any way, shape, or form that you have. And near some of these groups of different folks of different places and languages, you see the familiar person of your friend. What does he look like? Like what does he look like? Like, in the flesh.
Hold on. This is an actual historical figure, and I've seen a photograph. I just want to pull it up.
Okay.
At this point, he's kind of an older man. He's tall. He's wiry. At this point, he's got sparkling blue eyes. He's wearing he's like wearing a western, like a dark western suit with a Stetson hat. He's got kind of like a white kind of like full Van Dyke beard and like long-ish hair. It's it's was salt and pepper. It's going to gray at this point. He's probably at this time of this age he's probably in his like early 60s. But yeah, he's got like a big gun belt on and has like two ornate silver-plated pistols on either hip, like snakeskin boots, bolo tie, and he's smoking kind of a long pipe, and he's chatting with and he's just kind of like, and as Rose approaches, I think he's got his side to her, and he's like having an animated discussion with someone else, and at one point they laugh at an apparent joke, and I think that's when she approaches. Well, if it isn't Buffalo Bill, wasn't expecting to find you around here.
And he's like kind of like, puffing on his pipe. Well, is that who I see? Wild Rose Larrabee. Honey, what are you doing around here?
I'm asking you the same question.
Oh,
Kind of a weird. This is kind of a strange place.
is it? Oh, I mean, as long as that's where the tips come, where the money is. I mean, we are here to perform. And then like he kind of stows away his pipe, and then like starts bringing out the cards and such and so forth. And then he's just like, "Come on here, like you tell me like how it's been and like what you've been doing. It feels like I haven't seen you in ages."
Oh, it's been, I don't know, Bill. It's been like what, 15 years?
It's been
Tw-
ages.
12, 15? I don't know. It's been a while. I don't know. Time's a funny thing.
Yeah, time's a funny thing. I mean, you can see from here. I mean, like, it's a bit on the age on me for sure.
Well, you were the one that we were all aspiring to be.
Oh, chew. Nah, not me. I mean, I got some talent, of course. I mean, like as he whips out one of the pistols, like twirls it, and then like kind of shoves it right back into the holster without even like blinking.
So what are you doing in these here parts? What brought you here?
Well, I mean,
Because this ain't This is this ain't the place I thought it was.
Well, just kind of brought along by the caravan and such, and then kind of ran into someone with a little bit of a what is it? Kind of like a snake oil concern, but not snake oil. What is it? I forget. It's like something blue, and they were like showing us how it was gonna be brought about to some like some big shots like over here over where London, something like that. But they were going to be testing it out on some of the people over in New York and shit. So kind of like a little joke on them, and I can't wait to see their faces when they come and see it over there. That's gonna be fun.
Well, I gotta say, I've been living in London for a little while. They were quite the they're quite them Londoners are quite eager to see an American West show.
Oh well, I mean, like, I think from what I saw, I mean, like, that blue stuff is supposed to soften them up a bit, and then we can be like digging deep into their like very uh, big pockets for some of that change and pounds and all that kind of stuff. It's like
Now,
can't
what's
hardly
this?
wait.
Tell me more about this blue stuff.
Oh yeah. So I mean, some kind of doctor, I think, that I heard about. I mean, like, had some flyers that he was passing out, but I mean, like, again, it's like some really special stuff that he was being given to. How do you refer to them? Like some toffs and shit. Ah, so information move, please.
Yep, and I think I'm yeah. I guessing this is presents.
Yeah, I mean, like going on your old um, rapport with Buffalo Bill.
Yep. Okay, so what is my present? I think I got a one in present. So yeah, let's do a total 2d6 and one, and let's hope for the best. Oh, that's a 10.
Nice. Okay, cool. So with a 10, yeah, he's like being real garrulous. And as he's like, like starting to talk and stuff like that, he's like kind of waving off like one of the other performers that he had been talking to, and then he's pulling out like a glass of something like moonshine or whatever the hell they have. It looks like drink. It looks like something. It smells like thunder. But yeah, he offers it to you as a refreshment. And then he's like thinking it over, and then he's trying to rummage somewhere to see if he can find what he was talking about. And yeah, I mean, like heard about this person that was like going amongst like all of us travelers and stuff, and saying like how it was gonna be good for anybody that was wanting to get one over on like some of the rich folk and such. This was meant to soften them up and such. Showing us like some of the special drink, special fluid he was gonna be peddling amongst them and shit. And yeah, it was really sparkly stuff. Kind of like some fancy drink, but he was also saying it like it was supposed to be a cure-all. So I mean, like it's supposed to be something that was going to appeal to anybody. So something to help what ails you, but also something to like go down quite easy. Yeah, it was Azure for sure. And yeah, so the clue is he's gonna pull out something that shows a flyer of a man who is holding up like a very like infomercial type ad of a decanter of the Azure liquid, and like they have like a special ink or something like that that seems to show like a shimmery blue liquid of the Azure liquid that Dr. Klauser was using. Yeah. So that is the clue, you know? And yeah, like it's like saying it's not for us. It's supposed to soften up like some of the rich folk that we're gonna perform for to make it easier on us to get them to open up their pockets. I
Yep.
thought that was a cool
You know,
deal.
and she kind of like pokes at the, she pokes at the flyer and like taps it. It's, oh, them. Yeah, they have a chapter. They had a chapter in London.
Did it work? I mean, like, were you in on it? Like, did you see it work?
Um, that stuff was that stuff turned out to be bad news. I mean, the people that were drinking it were, well, it was doing worse. Was was it affecting them? Yeah. Was it
Okay,
affecting them badly? Also, yeah.
like
Caused a bit of a
badly.
scam. Caused a bit of a scandal.
Okay, all right. Well, I mean, sounded like he fixed a formula or something, but I mean, anyway, anything to soften up. Like maybe he fixed it. Maybe like diluted it or whatever. But anyway, I'm here where the opportunity is. So if you could join
Well,
us,
Bill,
and hey,
Bill, it was a pleasure to see you. It's been far too long. I
oh
hope
honey, I mean, it's been wonderful to get a gander at you again. My goodness. Sure you don't want to join the crowd again?
I am very tempted. I got some other stuff I need to do, but maybe when I got that done, I'll circle back around.
Yeah, you do that because, hey, I mean, I missed you.
Missed you too, Bill. Missed you too. You're one of the greatest.
Count yourself as one of the same.
She tips her hat.
He tips his.
Uh, keep on keeping on, my friend. Keep on keeping on. And at that, she'll turn and yeah. Oh yeah, she'll raise the glass. She accepts the drink. She raises the glass. Clinks it with his.
Mm-hmm.
You know, takes the drink of this terrible moonshine.
Oh God, yeah. I mean, like it smells like wow, and then you like sucks it down and just like like smiles.
Oh yeah, I mean, she knocks it back, doesn't grimace. She said worse.
Hmm, hmm, hmm. God knows, it's like whatever they fake for bourbon up here. So yeah,
And at that, she will bid these travelers adieu. And I think she's gonna like. I think at this point she's gonna like look at that manor house in the distance and try to make her way toward that.
sure, absolutely, yeah, for sure. And then Dr. Whitford, I mean, like what do you do, like as you're with Jack's body and you pull out the brooch?
Have I learned any sort of timelines on Jack's resurrections?
Like, has you mean in terms of?
Like he does he show it like part of me wants to just sit here and see if he wakes up.
Mm,
Um,
depends on how fast Jim gets here.
right. That's the problem. Like I Kim, the player, want to move the plot along. I think the
Mhm.
character would just stay with Jack's body.
Right, right, right.
Um,
Could I make a suggestion? Maybe
hmm,
is there a convenient wheelbarrow around?
Ooh, I wonder. I wonder if, like, as you make your way up to the house, Larrabee, I wonder if, like, there is a wheelbarrow that looks like it's off to the side of the path. And then, like, beyond the wheelbarrow, you see, like, the clearing where Dr. Whitford now is.
Cool.
then assuming Larrabee shows up with the wheelbarrow, I will load Jack in and go, look what I found.
He was walking when we entered this place. Well,
I
he always gets.
imagine we're all having separate adventures.
Well, we'll all have. He'll get up eventually.
I Elinor will bring a wheelbarrow full of Jack.
Wheelbarrow full of Jack. But yeah, I mean, like, you will both see, like, through the trees, like, the manor house in the distance and such. You have seen no sign of Lady Ross Carter just yet. So I mean, like the mist is still moving around you, looks thicker and denser in certain places, and then of course you see behind you, Dr. Whitford. It's like, you still see the weird blockade of trees, and then like, where you came from, Larrabee. I mean, like, the clearing has disappeared where you saw Buffalo Bill and the others. Um, and the trees like look a bit sparser than what Dr. Whitford has encountered, but beyond and ahead of you, like you do see the manor house, like just a few, you know, uh, a few like tree clearings away. Mm. So if you do make it over there, what you will see is this manor house has a passing resemblance to the House of Lords. Very passing resemblance. Like think of it as kind of in miniature, So small enough to be like a manor house, but yet like also very recognizable. And it's surrounded by the trees. And you see that on certain parts of it, like how certain buildings have like the climbing vines and such? This is worse. This is where the climbing vines have almost created that like Sleeping Beauty Briar Rose kind of like thick wall. Like the brambles are just like crawling over like one side of the building and then just kind of like almost overgrowing on top of the roof and such. But I mean, there's still entrances that you can get in, but I mean, like it does look like there's some overgrowth that kind of like is tendriling over, excuse me, tendriling over some of the windows and this entrance as well. So,
So
yeah.
I think what I'd like to do is take a little bit of time
Hmm?
on the outside, just
Yeah.
kind of like look around, like, kind of like check out this building, um, see, take some note of the, like the details of the building, how tall it is, like how old it might appear to be, like trying to compare them with her memory of like other like big old manor houses that she's seen in, um, that she's seen in London. She's wondering like what spirits might be haunting this place. I wanna, I, I'm fishing for the old bones move.
Go for it. See what you get.
I'll just read the move. When you have
Yes.
the cosmic passage marked and touch, listen to, or otherwise attune to the building's architecture to a building's architectural details, roll with sensitivity. On a hit, a ghost will appear and will answer a single question you pose, or perform a small task, your choice. An answer it gives can be given in the form of a clue at the keeper's discretion. Well, I am gonna roll with some sensitivity. I'll do 2d6, and my sensitivity is a 3. So let's see what we get. That is an 11.
If it matters to your question, Elinor is looking for somewhere to use her dynamite.
Nice. On a hit, a ghost will appear and answer a single question you pose to it, or perform a small task, your choice. On 10 plus as above, and the ghost will not ask anything in return.
I love this. Okay. All right. So
So
what do you want to ask?
so yeah, so she's like trying to like kind of like using the sort of like supernatural senses of the beast within her. The camera kind of like zooms in on her eyes, and I think at this point, I think when Elinor saw her, her eyes were amber, and in the you know you know, in the somewhat dim light, her pupils weren't quite round. They were just a little bit oval, and her eyes were amber, not the usual brown. And so she's kind of like looking around, but she's trying to look. It's almost like she's trying to look past the veil into a bit of the spirit realm that the beast may be attuned to.
Does it say like you have to have a question specific
It
question?
does. Well, I mean, it says so. Like it says a ghost will appear and will answer a single question. So I was kind of waiting for a ghost to appear so I could have like a little conversation.
Sure. Okay. So, as you're touching this thing and this touching this place, and then like your like eyes change and everything, I think you'll see a hand. It is a thick-fingered hand, a little speckled on the back of it, and it's kind of dressed in an explorer's sleeve, perhaps like like a almost a slightly military, retired military uniform, and it's kind of touching the wall next to you. And then you hear a deep, deep voice say, "Ah, I haven't seen this place in years. Strange. Strange to miss things that are firmly rooted in the past. And yet, nostalgia seems to overtake one at the strangest of times."
Isn't that always the case, my friend? Isn't that always the case?
You see a tall, handsome, slightly portly gentleman with champagne gray hair, with like small pince nez, looking at you like in his explorer outfit, like still touching the wall and like kind of turning to you and saying, "Hello, I am Sir Thomas Shearer Cole. I seem to have come from somewhere, but I have been in many places. I could tell you some stories
I'm
about where
I'm
I've been."
sure you could. I've been all over myself. I'm sure we have lots of stories we could tell each other,
Yes.
which I would love to, but we're kind of on a bit of a schedule here. Um,
Isn't that always the way?
it really is out of out of character. You said this ghost's name, and I didn't quite get it. And was it someone is it someone that the character would know about? Because it didn't catch in my head.
I'm trying to think. It was never really mentioned. I don't know whether excuse me, I don't know whether Lady Ross Carter would have even mentioned the name of her old friend and the fiance, the lost fiance of Mrs. Pemberton-Potts.
Oh, okay. Got it. Okay.
I
Sir,
believe we knew the Thomas part, but not the rest.
not the whole thing.
No.
Sir Thomas, are you the Sir Thomas that was um once a how shall I put this delicately? Once a companion of Rosalind Pemberton Potts?
and he chuckles, and he kind of gets this faraway look in his dark eyes. "Yes, yes, my queen of flowers. I'd asked her to marry me, you know.
I'd heard.
And
Do you know what she's trying to do now? And what we might be able and how we might try to stop her? 'Cause what she want to do ain't right.
well, she means well. She always means well. But if you get in her way, well, might as well be turned under the earth." I know that's how she felt about those who, well, dispatched me, I suppose.
Well, turn them under the earth. That See, I think that's almost quite literally what she wants to do, and the person of her particular ire would appear to be Her Majesty Queen Victoria.
She does hold grudges. I love you.
Now, as you could probably tell from my accent, I am not the subject of the crown. I come from the other side of the ocean, from a country that, you know, kicked her kicked her ancestor George III out. But I've been living in England for a while, and I would prefer the place to more or less remain as it is. And what your former fiance is planning is not going to do good things to the country, which is why we want to stop her. And if you know what she might be up to and how we might go about stopping her, I'd really appreciate that. So we could prevent a lot of people from getting killed.
To be honest with you, my dear, I think you might be under a misapprehension. I don't think it is many people that she is after. I think it is a particular few. That is why this edifice is here. You ask me what you could possibly do against it.
That is what I was asking you.
And he thinks about it for a little bit. Again, I know that she means to plan vengeance against a particular few. Think upon, again, the edifice that stands here now. I can at least tell you what is involved. How? I'm not very sure, even in my current state. The road is unclear. The path is a fog to me. And what he shows you in between the vines, like he kind of makes some gestures, but between the vines and then also like kind of maneuvering the mists and everything, he shows you an outcropping of marble-like rock within a stand of trees. That's the clue.
Okay.
I know that is involved. Again, she means well.
I understand that, Sir Thomas. I understand that. But as they say, we know where the road paved with good intentions leads to, don't we?
And he smiles like kind of, sheepishly and that goes for anyone who thinks that they are doing what's best for another. Ask Victoria what
Well,
her meaning was in sending me away.
yeah. It's not like Her Majesty doesn't have a whole lot of blood on her hands either.
Indeed. Hindsight or dead sight is 2020.
I believe it. Sir Thomas, I wish you the best on your journey to wherever it is you are heading.
I hope to be going on my next adventure. As you can see, there are so many pathways, so many byways here. I think I shall try a different one. And he will gesture, and you can see from the entryway from this manor house slash like House of Lords, I think like the forest, like you'll see the dispersion of the trees, and like, you know, you'll see them dense in one patch, you'll see them like very like sparse in another patch, but you'll start seeing like those pathways that you saw on the map like earlier, like they're all over the place, and they're almost like crisscrossing and like overlapping each other and such. And you'll see like silhouettes in the mist of different shapes, you know, and different people. So, I mean,
And the fo
he starts to walk off, and then like, you know, start like, you know, wishes you adieu.
and she tips her she again she tips her hat to him as he leaves. And as he walks, as he, his ghostly form walks away, and she looks at the other silhouetted figures on the various paths. She just kind of like squints into it and says, "That fox did say this was some kind of nexus of worlds. I think those paths lead to all," and turns to Dr. Whitford. "I think those paths lead to all kinds of different places."
Dr. Whitford, do you mention what Maglasang told you?
The bare facts of it, not any of the like interpersonal stuff.
Okay.
But yeah.
Fair.
You know, Ms. Larrabee, it seems unsurprising that the mystical purple forest has multiple avenues.
It's like this isn't just one place, this is a whole lot of places kind of superimposed on each other. I met Fox, who said she was from another Hargrave house, not ours.
Also doesn't surprise me that there are multiple Hargrave houses. At this point, Miss Larrabee, I'll believe. I can no longer believe the evidence of my senses. Shall we go knock, break in, stare vacantly at this building, which I think is supposed to be the House of Lords, maybe, or a symbolic reference thereof?
Larrabee turns to this. I mean, like I guess I was imagining we were like standing on a veranda or something like that. She like takes 2 steps to the door, puts her hands on the doorknob, turns it, and does it open?
I think it does. It does open. But it's opening out into like what you hear is like almost like a cavernous darkness, because like the door creaks open as if like you're opening it into a cave. You can sense that you gotta watch your step because you can't tell like where the floor is necessarily, or like what's ahead of you, because there's no light source within this place.
Hmm.
I believe we are about to meet a great many people who would like to kill us.
Yeah, I think you're right. Um,
It's a pity uh, that Jack has not risen, nor has Ms. Ross Carter joined us, or Lady Ross Carter joined us. But I also suspect we cannot afford to wait.
I think you're right. I think you're right. And in a place like this, it wouldn't surprise me if we found Lady Ross Carter in there already.
Well, you have the gun.
I do have the gun.
We can make this exciting by making this a night move if you want to like traverse in. Like as we're hopefully waiting for people to come in.
I
Because
realize we only have half an hour left of the entire game, and so I'm not sure like what the appropriate pacing is.
yeah, I mean, like, because like what I want to do is allow you guys to solve it, and then we'll just like really book it through a resolution, depending, and then like make it that a narration slash epilogue. Um, because honestly, I mean, like normally, what I would normally do is like make the like answer the question thing for the confrontation question, and then like almost like a full on night phase for the resolution. But I mean, obviously, I mean, I'll do it as long as you want to, but I know that some people fade away as soon as it hits 10 o'clock. So I mean, like I don't want to like let people go on and for too long or whatever. So like I said, I mean, like I'm willing to let you guys try to answer this now if you don't want to wait, and then like do whatever resolution happens after the answering of the question, or we can take a break and then see if anybody comes in the next like 10 minutes. So let's give them five. Let's give them five
Okay.
minutes. Like hopefully we'll see uh, Jim and Clint, and if we don't in 5 minutes, then we'll just like go on. You guys can answer the question, and then we'll just make it up. So
Works for
Cool.
me. Works for
okay,
me.
all right. Sorry, it's like I forgot to hit record before like we caught like Kim's glee on like trying to have the blowing up slash chloroforming of someone. So I mean, damn it. Sorry. Okay. All right. So anyway, I'm
So
just
so so I think Rose draws her gun.
yeah.
And
Oh wait,
you know,
who
oh,
are you gonna wheelbarrow Jack in, or are you just gonna kind of leave him out there for half a sec to see if he wakes up? I'm just asking. I mean, I just want to know.
I think we're gonna take him with us. I mean,
Okay.
what do you think, Kim?
Um,
Somebody's got to wheelbarrow him in, and if you're gonna pull out your gun, I don't think you're the one doing it, Larrabee. I'm just saying.
Probably not.
no, I think we're gonna like the porch has or there's steps. We're just gonna be like,
We're gonna leave him. We're gonna leave him on the porch, and if he wakes up, he can follow us in.
Mm-hmm. That would make
I
some
think I
sense.
tear out like for what however I have my medical texts, I tear out like one of the pages. It's like, go inside,
Yes, yes. Okay, sorry.
pin it to his.
Pin it to his shirt.
Okay, yes, love it.
Love it.
Okay, okay. All right, it's fine. Yeah. All right. So now, now you can go ahead.
And yeah, so Rose is going first, and she's going to be relying on her heightened senses from the quickening.
Yeah.
Even though there's no natural light in here, we're going to leave the door open so whatever light filters in, and hopefully see that.
Yeah.
Look around, see what we see what we find in there.
Night move. Because I think as you're walking in, like because of the light doing what it does, like for your reflective surface, eyes, and all this kind of stuff, you can see that there is like a pathway, but there is like some kind of like abyssal darkness like off to the sides and stuff like that. So you have to keep to like a
Have to keep to the path.
cap to
So
keep to
there's
the path. Yes,
okay. So if you
exactly.
step off the path, you're going to like fall into a bottomless pit or something like that. Okay.
It looks like that for sure. So you got to be careful. Sure, sure, sure. Yeah.
And the bottomless pit is like, bottomless pit is one thing, and like 300-foot fall onto jagged rocks something else entirely.
Yeah. I
Either
mean,
way, either way, it's not going to be a good time.
no, not going to be a good time whatsoever. So, I mean, like, obviously, what do you think will go wrong if you fail or lose your nerve?
Yeah, I think yeah, I think she loses her nerve. She's going to lose her footing, and she's going to fall off the path and fall a very long time.
Yeah. And I think the way it's worse is that I think you're going to fall, slip, and then, like, you're going to go into what's essentially a chute, and you're going to find yourself in a different room, get separated from Dr. Whitford, and probably go up against one of the wards.
Okay,
Yeah, that's
I
how it's
will.
worse.
Okay, yeah, I will take those. I will take those odds. It feels like vitality.
Yeah, because I
Unless
mean,
unless you unless you want to say it's unless you want to say it's supernatural, in which case sensitivity, I'll leave. But
I'm okay if you like,
I would mechanically I'd prefer vitality because I'm currently getting advantage on vitality rolls.
you're not necessarily like, ooh, spooky. I mean, like, you are using your senses, so I would say vitality.
Okay, I have advantage on vitality rolls from my From my quickening.
3d6, take the two highest plus
Two
your
highest,
vitality.
my vitality, which I believe is 2. I got an 11.
Okay. All right. All right. An 11. So yeah. Tell me how you succeed in. I'm assuming like this is how you're making it across. Like you see what you need to see and like make it across, and I guess like helping Dr. Whitford get across as well.
I will
If
step where you step.
I was going to say, step where I step. Yeah, I'll point it out. So I think there's almost in this darkness, there's almost a feralness to Rose. Um, you know, she's moving with like an almost cat-like grace, but she's like, she's almost moving animal-like. She'll like take a quick step and pause and like look around and then take another couple movements and pause. So it's like um it's like it's like an animal who's like being simultaneously cautious but decisive.
You make it onto the other side of this um, chasm. That's like what you
Chasm,
can only
bridge.
assume is a chasm, and what you smell, like coming up from the bottom of this this hole or whatever. It's like it smells very peaty, like very like earthy, um, and it also has the tinge of something very chemically, like something unnatural, like not necessarily um something that you smelled in nature necessarily. So
Um, Rose, you know, she sniffs the air again and kind of like wrinkles her nose and scowls a little bit and says quietly, Dr. Whitford, do you make, you know, you know, in your line of work, I'm sure you've encountered all kinds of strange stuff. This smells like the kind of thing you'd smell in a laboratory or an apothecary. Does this thing smell familiar to you?
if you want to do an
Does
info
it,
move,
Matt? Sure. Sure. With reason.
yep.
Oh,
What?
So
What? Um,
I feel like I want to do something about that.
Yeah, a 6, I would think so. Or you could hear what what goes wrong, and then like
oh,
you could decide.
Yeah.
let's hear what's wrong. That's always the
Yeah.
fun
Oh
part.
my
That's
god.
always the fun part with
Tell me
Carver
what's
Riddlewood. Let's
wrong.
what's the horrible thing that happens with that terrible roll?
Please
Yeah,
tell me.
yeah. So with a 6, so Rose asks you to smell what like she smells and such. It's like you just like kind of after you get across the chasm and whatever, you kind of like take the little sniff about it, and then you're like, and you get this scent. It's not the chemicals of your lab. It's not the scent of um, bleach or anything like that. It's this scent that you can only ascertain of something that kind of weaves its way into your sight. Like how like you have like those smells that go into your nose, into the back of your tongue, like so you taste it, and then into your eyes because it hurts so much, right? And all you see is blue. Yeah, it's one of those things. And you see this blue and it drives you to your knees before you get this sensation of, yes, you will serve the forest. You will make sure that you will open up the portal and step through.
And I push Rose off the side.
Yes. Yes, exactly. Like as if like you're seeing the portal opening, you're seeing like, what you have to do and the forest and like the blue of the forest is telling you to do these things. And that's what you do. Like you follow the directions and there you go. Yeah, that's what you do with your six. Unless you
Okay.
take a mask.
So how does this work at the end? Like I have all of these unused masks of the future that clearly like I'm never going to tell you about because like I can narrate a flashback to the first time when I realized a person and I could never be together now or never. How does that work?
If you use a mask of the future and it tells you to narrate something, then you would narrate it. But you don't have to do it now. You could do it at the end of at the end of the episode, whatever.
Okay.
So that's perfectly fine.
I'll take that. I will take narrate a flashback to the time when you first realized, etc. I'd like to fail this a little less abysmally.
Yeah, okay. So mixed result, it's like, you smell it and you recognize it as I don't even know whether you actually had a whiff of this before, but you
I did
recognize
what I oh,
Go ahead.
I played with the eyeball that smelled of it, I think.
Yes, 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 yes. Okay, so you do recognize it as something from Dr. Clauser, like something that like a compound maybe, but you also recognize underneath as something that maybe you have seen other people play with as terms of a not a what is it? Not a mind control, like a compulsion compound. Yeah, so that's what you recognize in this thing. So.
I'll share that information with Rose.
But I think also too your complication is that hold on, let me look at this. So one of the things that happens with my particular mastermind as well as the servants is that the servants have moves. And I think
Goody.
goody. And I think what happens is it's like, as you relate to Rose like what you smell, you hear a step in front of you in the dim light from the doorway, which seems like very far back right now. You see the jewel bright eyes behind spectacles of Dr. Holzer. Ah, Doctor.
I guess you are not a complete charlatan.
Oh, this is not my work. But I think Mrs. Pemberton-Potts would appreciate you and your genius joining our group. And he will reach out a hand to touch you, Dr. Whitford. Dr. Whitford, please make a night move.
With
He will apply his move, the marrow of you.
oh no. Okay.
What do you think will happen? Well, I can tell you what he'll do with the marrow of you, or you can tell me what you think will happen if you fail or lose your nerve.
I think if I fail or lose my nerve, I will become, if not actively his, like distracted because I know I'm now serving two masters, like a little bit inclined to favor him.
I mean, the way it's worse is that his particular move, he's basically like an undeniable. He will drain you. So,
Drain
yeah.
your life essence.
Yeah. So,
Great. Okay.
he's quite pretty. Yeah. Tell me how you prevent him touching you, or like, what you do to do this, or do a personal quarters item. I don't know. I mean, like, however you want to parlay this to get to not make this bad.
Okay, let's see. So I imagine this is composure, but
Yeah. Well, I mean,
This is my concentration. Or what is he trying?
he's going to touch you, and then when he touches you, he's going to try to drain
Okay.
your energy.
I think my understanding of anatomy gives me a slightly better than average ability to predict, like tell which direction he's going to move in. So I will endeavor to dodge him.
Okay, got it. So, I mean, if you want to parlay that as composure, you totally can. I mean, I'm okay with this.
Advantage and composure, because I'm using my medical text.
Yeah, I like it. Okay, cool.
I assumed that leaving a note on Jack didn't count as using the item.
No, I mean, like, that's just something you wrote. I mean, you didn't use it mechanically. No.
Okay, so let's see.
Whoa. That's as good as you can roll.
Couldn't have done better.
Ooh, nice. Woo! Okay.
15.
Cool.
Bringing it home at the very end.
Okay.
Boxcars +3.
Okay. So basically, you're going to get to have narrative control over this. You tell me how you get Dr. Holzer away from you, for one, but also either distract him or like get him out of the way, to be able to like get you and Rose past him to do what you need to do.
If you want to do the chloroform, this would be a good time to do it.
Anyway.
Oh. Okay.
The 15 allows you to do this. Otherwise, this wouldn't be happening right now.
Yeah, but I want to save the chloroform for something I'm whiffing. I already used my medical text to my advantage.
I mean, you can just. I mean, you can
narrative
say
chloroform.
you can say you're using it for
narratively. You're not using it mechanically right now. You're
using it narratively.
Yeah.
So I think that earlier Elinor just ripped a piece of her skirt off and like has her chloroform bottle and just manages to sidestep him in such a way that she can also sort of fling a rag in his face so that it tangles him up.
Okay. Oh, nice. Oh, wow. That's amazing. Okay. Nice. And then like you get yourself around him and then like do the chloroform thing.
Yeah.
Amazing. Yeah. Okay. That's so funny. And so like and he's just like, what? And then like you have it over his mouth and the nose, and then like he just kind of like drops to the floor. After you.
I will kick him very hard in the ribs after I step over him.
He's so funny. Yeah. I mean, like, and obviously he's like unconscious, so I mean,
right.
Whatever. It is what it is. So
I'm not trying to wake him up. I'm just
Oh no, I mean he's
I'm cranky.
Yeah. Obviously. Make it past Dr. Clauser. Going further in, you open it up and then you see that it's like made up of I don't know if any of you have been in like the House of Lords before, but I mean this looks nothing like those halls or anything like that. This just looks like a stretch of hallways.
If I could like point of order, Elinor rolled that 6 on an information move.
Uh-huh.
And then bumped that up. Did we get a clue from that?
That's a good question.
Wasn't that an information move that you're trying to do by smelling and trying to identify, or was that something else?
Well, if we knew it was what it was going to be worse, it's not. When you do the part where you know what something's going to be if it's worse.
Okay, I was thinking that was an information move that you rolled a 6 on, and okay, never mind.
I'm trying to think now.
I'm fishing for clues. So.
No. I get you. I'm trying to think now. Maybe. Oh God. I always offer. It's like, do you want to hear how it's bad?
Yeah, we did. And then,
I'm just trying to think. Did I offer this?
And then she put on the mask.
I'm trying to think. Did I offer you as a clue? Shit. And you were sniffing.
You told me it was a hypnotic.
Yes, it was like the compulsion compound. Yes, I think that was okay. So I mean, like, we'll just make it a clue. So I think that you sniffed out that you recognized it as a compulsion compound. Yeah, compulsion compound chemical. Yeah, however you want to term that, but Yeah, that's what it was.
I'm sure Clint and Jim are fine.
I'm hoping so. God, it's like,
Yeah, same.
oh my gosh, what?
Clint said he was 30 minutes out, like 40 minutes ago, or
Yeah,
like an hour ago.
yeah,
Sorry, it's on
yeah,
my brain.
yeah. No, I hear you. I hear you. Oh gosh. Okay. Okay. Anyway.
Anyway,
All right.
Hopefully, he just got stuck in traffic or something.
Yeah, I know, right? Of
I
course.
kicked what's his name, Dr. Holzer in the ribs and stepped over him.
Yes. Yes, you did. Okay. So.
And I've probably given Rose a slightly smug look.
Oh my gosh.
And I think with that whole thing, like Rose spun around and like was about to point the gun and realizes, in this altercation, and she just kind of like holds it up like, hey, you got this, Doc. You got this.
Totally. Totally had it. Absolutely. Yeah. And so again, you go further into the thing, which opens up into hallways, which again, even if you knew the hall of the House of Lords or whatever, this looks nothing like it. It's just
Right.
like
It's completely different layout.
completely
Okay.
different layout. It's like a maze of hallways.
So we've got 9 clues, three that we have to say what they actually are.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
and in this case, I mean, if we want to power game it, we could like come up with our theory using the existing clues and
Mm-hmm.
then like come up with new clues
For the
that,
TBDs.
yeah, come up with new clues for those TBDs that reinforce our theory.
Right. So again, it's like a complexity 6 on the question.
And we
It's
got
like
9 clues, so if we can use them all up, we'd be rolling at +3 on the question.
what offerings can you make to the All Forest to thwart Mrs. Pemberton-Potts' final ritual? And you resolve the threat by making the bargain with the forest and saving the people Mrs. Pemberton-Potts was going to offer. And don't
So
worry, you'll get to see who she's trying to off.
our clues, I'm just going to read off our clues as a
Yeah,
starting point.
sure.
So we've got a familiar scent of home wafts from a specific path, and we said this was, and that was to Rose, and she fire and the salt of basically the smell of like campfire, like a desert campfire. We found we got a clue of bone shards twisted and braided with young twigs into a crown. We've got a keepsake from a hunter's past found in another hunter's possession. In this case, it was the mourning brooch in Jack's ribs. We found this was a poster of the azure liquid that Dr. Clauser was using. There is an outcrop of marble-like rock within a stand of trees near the mansion, and there is that compulsion-causing chemical that the cult of the Azure Eyes was using.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So those are our 1, 2, 3. Those are our 6 definite clues. So if we want to like start building a theory around that, we can go and kind of like backfill our to be determined clues. We got 2 from vulnerable scenes and 1 from Roses in the quickening. And I think I got an idea for that one, but I want to start.
Yeah. And I'm going to say, and like I mentioned to the other group for this particular question, offerings do not have to be like the physical objects. It could also be something that you're offering, like
Promise to do something.
yeah, like an action, or it could be a memory, or it could be whatever you want to consider like as an offering to the forest, right? Like it doesn't have to be a physical object. So just take that into consideration when you try to finagle the answer. So using the clues or figuring out what kind of clues you want to make up.
So we've got 2 of these clues that are directly connected to the Order of the Azure Eyes. But
And we have at least 2 that are directly connected to our memories. Like, you've got a campfire smell. I have a brooch from my past.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I feel like we can do something with getting stuck in the past or being like hypnotically reminded of the past or
The marble rock like the the outcrop of outcrop of marble rock, maybe that's where the ritual has to occur.
Hmm.
Because that's, maybe that's like maybe it's not really rock, maybe it's like bone.
the other
And
thing
this
is since
is
we don't have Clint or Jim, we can declare some of these their memories if we want to go with the past angle.
it's true.
True.
That's true. And the three to be determined clues, two were from vulnerable scenes. And honestly, I don't those scenes happened like a month ago. I don't really remember precisely what I don't remember
Lady
how
Ross
those.
Carter and Larrabee had a drink, and Elinor like pretty much got a part out of Jack, and they were, like
And had some feelings.
so feelings, so much feelings.
So many
Oh,
feelings.
and then like Dr. Whitford made Dawn.
Right, right.
So
And
The
both of those could also arguably be things about the past.
yeah, so it's okay.
my
So
initial
much.
thought for the clue from the quickening was as soon as Larrabee like entered this, like she felt like this the all forest call to the beast.
Mm.
That was my initial thought. So
I mean, I like that.
I'm loosely holding on to that one, but I kind of like that.
But it ties in really well with the whole memories and past thing.
Yeah,
So I
okay.
mean,
I'm gonna put that
just
down.
put that in. If you want to change it, you change it. It doesn't matter. I mean,
Yeah.
like, you just put it down so you don't forget. So that's fine. So you can make I mean, shit. If you want to make an offering of your memory, what is she offering?
Here's the other idea.
Mm.
Here's my giant swing is that Elinor has figured out how to take Jack's immortality, and Jack would like to die. And so Jack offers themselves up as the offering and dies like
Oh,
forever, permanently.
what? Whoa.
And like,
Whoa.
I'm not interested in killing other people's characters, but I don't think we'll have a season like
Yeah.
Jack's been wanting to die for a
Yeah.
long time.
Right. Which
Like for
makes
Jack's been wanting to die for millennia.
millennia. Yeah.
yes,
Oh man.
Eleanor would be immortal. Like she doesn't like it's a one-to-one trade. That's what Eleanor has figured out, which makes perfect sense for a like anxiously attached, desperately in love woman.
Oh my god! Feelings.
If we're okay killing Jack.
He offered. I mean, like out of character, Jim offered. So
Right.
I mean, we do what we want. So
Okay. No gods.
not in the forest, not in all forests, because I mean, again, if it's a nexus, it's like all shit happens here, or whatever happens in the forest stays in the forest. That's basically it. Who leaves, right? I mean, I don't know. And out of character, and we can discuss this on debrief. I mean, like, this is a mastermind that is an homage to Trophy as well. So,
I mean, the other offering that I was thinking of making would be, Rose offers like, Rose kind of like offers offers herself, i.e., the beast, as a guardian of the forest.
Like, would you be Rose no longer a beast?
I'm not sure if that would mean like I'm not sure if that would necessarily mean, the beast separates from Rose and she's just a person again, or if that means Rose becomes the guardian of the forest. I think that depends on how dark we want to go with this.
I would say it's like, depends on what you think your blood-soaked portal looks like, because you're going to be retiring. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
I mean, any way you shake it, it's like you would decide like what that retirement looks like.
Yep.
So
Anyway, so that was another possibility.
I mean, you
Um,
guys can make it whatever the hell you want. I mean,
Yeah, I know, I know. We're tossing out abilities. We're tossing out possibilities here and trying
I
to
mean,
figure
it's
this
We
not.
out.
get can we get separated and both make big sacrifices thinking that no
Oh,
one else is going to?
get a little get a little gift of the Magi thing going on here.
Yeah, but
Everyone,
it's so terrible. It's so
oh,
tragic.
but if this is an homage to Trophy, that's perfect.
I know. Like that's what I wanted. Oh my god.
We gotta owe Henry this. Everyone like goes off and like sacrifices and attempts to sacrifice themselves to save everybody else, and the forest takes them all.
I know. It's so beautiful. I know. Okay.
Okay,
All right. So wait.
so
Given the clues,
given the
Oh,
clues, so given the
we
clues,
gotta use the clues.
yeah. So given the
I know we're
clues,
excited. We're so excited. I love this stuff.
so given the clues, let's see.
Do the
We
shimmy.
got
Do the shimmy. Okay.
it wants memories.
Yes.
The forest is hungry.
Hungry. Yes.
The forest wants, forest will give, but it's going to take more than it gives.
Yes.
So part of this ritual is, we're going to need to, so it wants memories. It wants the familiar. It wants, it wants to put compulsions on people, hence the connection with, maybe the forest was what gave the Azure Eyes like the, like how to make their compulsion drug.
Yeah.
That's where they learned it from because the forest wanted that.
Yeah.
But it wants these memories, hence it's enticing people with like lost memories from home. It's pulling things in from their pasts to like draw people in,
Yes.
and it wants to, it's collecting people and their life force and their spirits and their memories. And I don't know what Mrs. Pemberton-Potts is necessarily offering. We got to offer something different, and I think
I don't know if this is mastermindy and like is she offering to get a memory back? Like what is she getting for her offering?
She's getting Sir Thomas back.
she's getting Sir Thomas back.
She like you saw this ghost.
Right.
No. She's getting him back.
She's getting him back.
But what do you think
And
she like? I mean,
oh,
like if we're gonna go meta on this, I mean, like I will say it's like think about it. House of Lords. Remember,
what is she offering the forest? She's offering the forest Queen fucking Victoria.
ding 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 ding, and
Is
the
there
House of
anything
Lords
that the-
people that just like suck.
And any other member of the House of Lords that happen to be around. So this is going to basically decapitate the ruling class of the United Kingdom.
Ding ding ding.
I have to admit, I don't think I've got anything that Dr. Whitford could offer that is as big as that. Like, Forrest has no reason to take my shitty offer if it could get the House of Lords.
Yeah, but I mean, like again, like is it really relative? I mean, like that, like what I'm saying is, it's like, is it comparable, right? I mean, like she's doing it to bring back her love, but like what kind of sacrifice does the forest want from you?
Okay.
I mean, like
And the thing is, the deal with Lady Pemberton-Potts is she's trying to set all this stuff up, and so there's no guarantee that it's actually going to work. We're
Oh,
here
bird in the
now.
hand. I see.
Yeah, we're bird in the hand. So like,
Yeah.
we're going to give you this now.
yes.
This is a thing you can
Thank you.
take immediately
Mhm, mhm,
versus this thing that it might be bigger, but It's either going to be big or it's going to be nothing.
Yeah.
Thank you. That makes more sense.
Yes. Yes.
I
Exactly.
see it now.
You guys are valuable because you're here and you're giving.
And we're giving, and we're also all really connected to the supernatural.
Yeah, it's very, 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 very important.
There's a whole lot of power we're giving the All First if we do this.
Sure. Yeah. Okay. All right. So let's go over the clues, like how these things are tying in. Okay. Call to the Beast. That's like definitely your present and your past. Rose. Familiar scent of home. Definitely your past. Keepsake from your past, Dr. Whitford, is your brooch. Decanter of azure liquid, that's kind of like the controlling factor, I think. Like, as Buffalo Bill was saying, it's like, to take hold of the toffs, the ruling class, the lords in the House of Lords, like to soften them up, basically. So that's how that ties in. The compulsion causing chemical, like, the lead in on that one as well. How do you want to work in the bone shards and the outcrop of marble?
I think the marble outcrop, I think that's the location where the sacrifice has to be given.
Okay. All right. Take it. What about the bone shards into a crown with the twigs?
How can we make that Lady Ross Carter's memory?
Ooh.
Is that like from one of her pig dreams?
Oh. Status,
or
blood,
is that,
or something or other. I forget.
Or
what
is that an image of something she stole as when she was like an imperialist.
Oh yeah,
imperialist
I love
conqueror.
it, love it, love it, love it, love it. Oh God, that's so good. Yeah, we'll take that. I like that. Dig it.
So it's one of her memories.
Yes. Okay. So
I defined one of my TBD from my vulnerable Steen as just happy memories, Rose's happy memories of being a Western performer.
that last clue should probably be something that ties in Jack's past. If we're gonna keep on going with this past memories theme. I mean, he's given so many memories.
Right.
Like, I did this when I was back in the past. Yeah, da 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 da. So
Did Jack ever
I have not been keeping track of when he offers up a memory of which famous person.
No.
But I feel like he did one roughly around when we were doing the Dawn scene. Dawn the person scene, not Dawn the...
I know what you mean.
Yeah.
I think he did, but I don't remember when it was.
The earliest one that I remember him saying would have gone to 79 AD because he had a memory of being in Pompeii when Mount Vesuvius blew up.
He had a bath. That's why I remember that very distinctly because he had a bath.
And one of his signature weapons was a Roman gladius.
Yes.
So I think he's from
we can also use the plinth. The plinth seems very Roman. I know we said it was where the thing is going to take place, but that also feels
Jacky. I like that too. Yes. We'll change it around to be a plinth. Yes. Okay. I love that. Okay.
A marble plinth. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, okay. Perfect. Okay. I don't care then what you want to do with the last clue then. I mean, whatever the hell you want to make it to tie it in and use up to get another bonus point. Whatever.
Got it. Yeah. Let's just call it Jack's maybe why don't we just call it, because it hasn't necessarily been defined, like Jack's pleasant memories, maybe Jack was doing something that he was really.
He mentioned his
sister.
He did mention a sister.
He did mention a sister. I'd forgotten about that, but I was going to say something that was really pleasant that happened just before, his memories, his last happy memories before he died the first time.
Yeah. God, throw that in there. So that brings you to +3. You both each can take a die to roll. And we pray that it all works out. Because I want you to just be able to narrate an ending. I'll just throw all the wards and Mrs. Pemberton-Potts at you, and then you just narrate. And then we epilogue.
Okay. Yeah, okay, yeah, and if we blow this, we've got masks, so
Got masks,
we
yeah.
could
Right.
just blow a mask to like raise it, we could each blow a mask and say that's and bump it up if we roll a miss.
Okay.
Okay, I'm gonna roll 1d6.
11
Yes.
plus 3 is 14. So, here you go. All right. All right. What you see is like as you go through the halls and such and so forth, you hear what ends up being like chanting, and you come to this grand hall, but it's sunk. Like you seem to be on a balcony level, and then in the sunk level, which turns into like this weird cavern. So I mean, like this is a place out of time and place. So in the cavernous part below you, you see like in this very strange circle of creatures. You see like at the top and at the edge, you see the three wards. You see Laurel, um, you see Maglasang, and then you see a kind of like a groggy looking Dr. Holzer who seems to be like kind of like holding his ribs. Um, and then Mrs. Pemberton-Potts is like wearing robes of varying shades of mauve and puce, and she's like, leading this chant, and she's offering up different objects as well as like holding a book that looks like a journal come like grimoire of sorts, and she's like, beseeching this effigy of sorts. It looks like a tangle of branches and vines, but then you almost see a face inside it that's bloodied and like fleshy, but you can't quite tell like if it's actually like somebody in there or if it's actually made up of forest. You can't quite tell. And there seems to be some sort of offering place here that looks like what Sir Thomas had shown you, Rose. And this seems to be a place where she's putting some objects on there. And as she's putting some objects on there, and then like you start hearing the chant coming to like some kind of fruition. It's like you see down below in the middle of these weird creatures, you see what look like very nobly dressed variations of like different explorers. Maybe these are the people that you've seen in a picture of like members of the Royal Explorers Club. You've seen some people like like of high ranking like lords um you know in the house, and you also see the tiaraed figure looking quite royal in the front, kneeling with her hands bound behind her back, looking possibly like the Queen. Dr. Whitford, you see Maglasang kind of look up into the balcony, like kind of in your direction. So, but he looks immediately back at Mrs. Pemberton-Potts and pays attention to what's going on in the ceremony. So, how do you want to say that you have taken care of this? You can even rewind if you want to and say that you've placed certain things in strategic places.
Like dynamite? Sorry, that was really loud. I'm very excited about my dynamite.
You guys got a 14. You can say whatever the hell you want. Like I said, I was just setting it up.
I was going to say, dynamite makes a great distraction.
So,
Um,
how does this work? You guys tell me, and then, you know, it's all downhill from here,
So,
or uphill.
I have thoughts, but I talked a lot on our theorize. So, Kim,
okay.
do you have an idea?
Set us up.
Well, do we need to save Victoria, or can we just assume she magically survives somehow a giant explosion?
I mean, again, 14. You can narrate convenient. Who the hell saves her? I don't care. I mean,
Okay.
like, Magna
And
I don't
the
sang.
know,
word,
like Jack, maybe we can say like Jack wakes up and like, Jack wakes up and like, like shields her. He takes the blast and dies again.
Yeah,
Could
and
like we could say something like that.
and again, because if you guys are saying that you all kind of go your separate thing to make your offer in different places or whatever at different
Yeah,
times.
right.
I like I like the idea of doing like, the whole like gift of the Magi thing, and like each of us are individually making our own offer to the forest in
Sure,
order to save the others.
I like
I
that as
mean,
a
I need Jack there to
yeah.
de-immortal him,
Oh yeah, yeah, but
but
I mean, you can make that as part of your epilogue. I want to know like
okay.
what the ending looks like for right now to thwart her plan.
Well, let's Deus Ex Machina Lady Ross Carter. Um, how can Lady Ross Carter get Victoria out?
Do you think
Secret
she's?
passage.
I'm sorry. Oh yeah, secret
Oh, there's a
Secret
passage.
secret
passage.
passage.
Yeah,
Secret passage. There was a secret passage to get in, and Lady Russ Carter knows how to go back.
yeah,
So she whisks at least Queen Victoria out of here.
yeah,
I love that.
yeah. Okay, that's cool.
I
And
feel like
how
it's
do you,
enough like the House of Lords that maybe there's a thing that Lady Ross Carter has already seen.
Yeah.
and if she's going there, are you using your dynamite?
Yes, I am.
Well, I mean, she had to because I mean, like, otherwise, how would she have been
That's
able
true.
to like sneak
Kaboom.
the queen out and all this kind of
Yep,
stuff?
Right.
Right,
yep.
right, right.
Oh yeah.
And
Kaboom with the boom goes the dynamite, and that's the distraction that Lady Russ Carter can take Queen Victoria out of here.
right, exactly.
Yes.
Yeah,
And
but
so maybe in that, but this leaves a partially completed ritual,
mhm, mhm.
and partially completed rituals are bad. That
Yeah,
causes
Yes.
all kinds of weird magical
mhm,
feedback and repercussions and
right.
whatnot.
And I think
Um,
just so you know, like Rose, I think like Laurel is very, very talented, like in terms of fighting and all this kind of stuff, as you've seen before, and like she'll go after you with her particular move, like um, uh, which I have to mention, but I mean, like I think it's like um, all of Gentry, I think is what I called it. But anyway, I mean, like she does not succeed, I imagine, because of
we're
such a
well, I
great
mean,
role.
I mean, and the other thing, if we wanted to, I mean, because this is like, this is like, this is the climax
Yeah.
of the series finale.
Hmm, hmm.
So I
There's a
never
lot of
actually,
jump cuts.
there's a
Yes.
lot of jump cuts, and I think, so I think when, I think when she and Rose, like, like she like jump, as they come to blows,
Hmm.
her gun gets knocked out of her hand. She smacks Rose across the face. She like goes back and then turns around, and you know that's when we almost have like an incredible Hulk moment. That's when her eyes turn amber,
Yes.
and that's when this is like the first time in the whole series we've seen Rose transform.
Sure.
And
Absolutely.
that's when and I never got to use my Embrace the Beast move, but we're using it here
Okay.
narratively.
Yeah.
And Rose transforms into the largest and most magnificent looking American mountain lion that anyone's ever seen,
Yeah.
and uh, pounces on. I'm sorry, what was the NPC fighter's name?
Laurel.
Laurel. Yeah, she pounces, and she just pounces on Laurel. And, she was probably a pretty competent fighter fighting
Yeah.
people, but, you can't punch your way past a
Mm-mm.
300-pound mountain lion.
No, no.
And yeah, I think Rose as the were cougar makes rather short work of this
Hmm.
opponent.
Yeah. I think, yeah, I mean, like maybe Dr. Holzer tries to lay a hand on you, like, to use his move, like, to drain you or whatever, but I don't think that's going to work out very well for him either.
I imagine you just take his hand off.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's like, it's like a slash across his throat. And, I
Hmm.
mean, even a normal size mountain lion, I mean, unless you're really well armed and fast on the draw, a mountain lion can easily kill a person. And Rose is more than just a mountain.
You're going to basically see it's like, like Dr. Holzer was trying to come to Laurel's defense, but that didn't work. That didn't work out at all. And I think Maglasang is just going to like cut his losses and just going to be like, no, he's not going to, he's already like kind of friendly with you guys anyway, and he's not going to get in the way anyway of this particular beast. So he's going to kind of fade back into the shadows. Um,
I'm going to call out to him and I'm going to toss him my weird padlock that mutters in case it's useful to him.
oh, okay. I mean, I think he'll actually catch it, and then he'll acknowledge you,
What are
A parting gift.
and actually what
what
he'll do, I will say this though, Doctor, I will say he'll catch it, and then he'll blow you a kiss before he disappears.
And I guess one other question is, what do we do with Lady Pemberton-Potts herself?
That is a good question because,
Or does the forest just claim her?
well, I mean, if you have disrupted her ritual enough, like, uh, now that you've taken out, like, two of her wards who have helped with her ritual, she will try and use some of their moves in a bigger form against you both, or you all, basically. Um, she'll try to drain you. She'll try to like lash out, like with fighting skills that you didn't know she had, but it's really like borrowed from Laurel. And then she'll also try to like use Maglasang's ritual memory move. Um, but essentially, you guys are protected, perhaps, because you've started to make your own bargain. Like like you've promised the forest something, and it doesn't work. They don't work. The forest is no longer beholden to her anymore. So, how do you think the forest shows it's no longer allied with her? And how do you take her out?
I think there's a lot of greenery around. And
Yes.
I think you see it sort of shrink back from like all her plant stuff is just abandoning her. And so all of a sudden the floor is kind of bare around her.
I think she screams. No. No. Thomas. Thomas. And I think she's going to collapse to the floor. I think you'll see that out of the ground, she'll start to take root. And whether you stay or not, yeah, I mean, the camera will see roots start to form, like attaching her to this place, which, by the way, starts to collapse a little bit. a little bit. So you may want to make it out to get to some place in the forest that you need to fulfill your part of the bargain.
Yeah, I think we'll I think from here we'll make our way back out of the um yeah, I think from here we're going to make our way out of this mansion, like mini House of Lords replica, into that clearing which had the marble plinth in it.
Hmm.
I think that the debris has fallen in such a way that Jack and I go one way and you go another way, Rose.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes. And it's
And
convenient because, again, because this is such a place of out of time, out of space, I think you will end up in the same place with the plinth slash outcropping of marble, but you'll end up in different times. So you will not meet each other. So Dr. Whitford, you and Jack will go at a different time than Larrabee and such.
so Rose, again, still in the form of a cougar, um, you know, slowly and cautiously walks toward the plinth. She like rises up on her hind legs, puts her front paws on the plinth, and and the forest is like, and you said like the forest was kind of like had this purple hue to it.
Yes, like behind me.
Yeah. So I think there's so it's like partially out of the mist, partially like forming from like the trunk of a very large tree that's near there. Kind of hard to say, you know. It's like we see like a face of, and it's kind of like the Green Man. Um, but it's formed of purple, and and you know, she looks at the Green Man. She looks at this personification of the forest, and it looks back at her, and I think and like the camera is like switching forth between them looking at each other, and at one point when we see it from the Green Man's perspective, at one point it's Rose standing there like Rose, and then from another it's she's there as the Beast, and they're just kind of staring at each other, and we don't hear a I don't think we hear. I don't think the audience at home hears anything um until finally like Rose and the both Rose and the Beast like nod, and the face of the Green Man, it just says accepted. And we look back, and it's the cougar, it's Rose as the cougar again, um and she she just stalks off into the forest.
I I think you see Jack and Elinor not running, but fleeing, like trying. And we end up at this marble outcropping, and Elinor stops. And Jack like keeps going for a little, or doesn't quite notice, and then stops. And she looks at him. Jack, I need to ask you a question. And he'll say, is now the time? Yes. Do you still want to die? I don't know if he'll quite understand the question at first, but you see something dawning. And he says, yes. And probably make some sort of joke that I, Kim, don't know how to make. She nods to herself and says, okay. She laces her hands through his like this and says, I see you. And the little ring tattoo that is the sign of his immortality fades off of his hand and shows up on hers. And I think he just collapses. Like, I don't possibly does that turns to dust thing. And so you just see Elinor holding her hands up to empty air with the tattoo. And the light in the forest changes in some way that it's clear that that was enough and she can exit now.
I think somewhere, as the mists move back and forth through the paths among the forest, down one path is a clearing. And in this particular clearing, we see a beautiful blooming bush of purple flowers, lilacs, lavender, and a figure steps in, a translucent figure walking in, wearing an explorer's outfit, pince-nez, champagne gray hair, and dark eyes. And he'll come upon this bush and pick a flower from it and say, "Ah, my queen of flowers." And we fade from that path as we walk a path into the grimy, smoky, foggy dirt of London, and see the double doors of Hargrave House, and possibly see new hunters occupying the premises. And it is snowing, and they hear of a threat of someone with a fiddle and a monkey stick, and possibly new threats coming to their door, as the work of Hargrave House never ends. If there's anything else that you want to cover, for any NPCs that you want to say goodbye to, this is the time to do it. Or if there was any masks that you needed to resolve or anything like that, you totally can. But if not, thus is the end of Lilacs in the Dark. Oh my god. Oh my god, amazing, guys.
That was great.
Amazing.
That was great, folks.
Oh my god.
That was so good.
I mean, it could have been like a lot more action packed, but you guys rolled so well. What the hell? You know what I mean? What was I gonna do? So, oh man, if you have any time for like a little bit of stars and wishes, like, please do, whether it be for just this episode or for the rest of the season. I mean, like anything that you want to highlight or feedback for me for this particular mastermind. I mean, like, whatever you want to say. I mean, go for it. Oh man.
Yeah, this like stars all around for this last session. I think this is a really, really fitting conclusion to this series. Mads, I hadn't realized that until you mentioned it. I hadn't quite realized that that this mastermind was an homage to the Trophy role-playing game. But
Trophy, Brindlewood Bay, and of course the Between. Yeah. In fact, let me read off the author note that I put in here, because this appeared in Sprigs and Kindling, Volume 3. Let's see. Author notes. This is a nod to the games I enjoy in the Gauntlet space. Brindlewood Bay, Trophy Dark, and of course The Between. Play this Mastermind if you want to meddle a little harder and keep a finger on the pulse of the threats, by being a wise mentor and available to the hunters. As a keeper, you will be playing someone close to Hargrave House, but you do not have to reveal this person as the Mastermind right away.
Yeah, the whole Hungry Forest thing at the end was
So fun.
it was so fun. That was so Trophy Dark.
Yay!
It was so Trophy Dark. I
You guys
loved
got it
and,
so well. That the vibes.
and and it clicked at the end, and I was like, oh, we have to have a trophy-like ending to
It was
this
so
game.
beautiful. You guys did such a great job. Oh my
We
god.
had to have a trophy-like ending to this game, and that was just like everyone yes-ending that was just
Beautiful.
icing on the cake, and I just loved it. So I think it was a really, really fitting ending to this story and to these characters, and stars to everyone for like such like poignant moments. We had some. We didn't go super hard into the horror in this particular adventure, although that image at the end of Mrs. Pemberton-Potts being like transformed into a bush like the Greek myth Daphne got turned into a tree. That was a cool scene. I liked how we were able to like pull in the characters of our two absent players who weren't able to make it for our finale, which I'm sorry they weren't able to make it, but we ran out of time, so this was our last session that we could actually play. So I think we stuck the landing, folks. It's just great all around. Great all
I feel
around.
really good about the ending.
And Kim, I'm so glad you got to use both your chloroform and your dynamite.
Oh my god.
Me too.
Amazing. So good.
That was so good. Both like today and just as a series. I really appreciate getting to run the whole campaign. I felt like shepherded's not quite the right. I felt very supported in my unfamiliarity with the system, that you helped me through it in a way that did not feel particularly railroady. But today specifically, the fox and the fox giggle, which is insanely, I don't know, creepy good. Mike saying, I'm going to do a mischief, or I'm going to do a violence. Perfect. Very like, I can see your character. I can see your character saying that, and saying that makes it easier to see your character in both directions. Thanks for letting me kill Jack.
I mean,
He wanted it.
he said so. He said so. It's like, have him go out.
Every time he woke up from being dead, it's like, damn it.
Yeah, exactly.
Damn it.
Oh my
I'm
God.
not still dead.
Oh man, but
I'm not sure he'd feel great about Elinor being the immortal one, but I don't know.
Careful what you wish for.
careful what you wish for. So.
He didn't put any conditions on it, so.
No, he didn't. So, but I mean, like, oh my gosh, you guys stuck the landing so well, and I'm very, very, very happy about what came out of this. So, thank you so much for being patient with my bullshit and dealing with this mastermind that is my creation, and just, oh my gosh, like such great moments with these characters, and just, yeah, I mean, I enjoyed this so much. And yeah, I love the ending with leading in from the mastermind question right into the confrontation, and then just, yeah, I mean, like, it was very much in keeping with what I was intending, and I really appreciate that so much. I'm very sad that we weren't able to have all four of you, like, in at the end, but I mean, like, for what you guys did, again, still worked out, and I think it's quite funny that it's like I don't even remember if like you two ever had any chance to really work together. So I think it's very appropriate that Larrabee and Dr. Whitford were the ones to really handle it at the end. I thought that was very appropriate, and this weird relationship that Dr. Whitford and Jack had was just amazing. So I appreciated watching that grow and change and just evolve so much. Yeah. No, I mean, and again, very sad that we didn't have Clint and Jim, but
Very sad.
yeah, but I mean, again, it just worked out. Scheduling. Yeah, I mean, it always is the bear.
The ultimate villain in any role playing game is the calendar.
Seriously, I'm so sorry, but yeah, I mean, like you guys did great, and I love the solution. I love the working of the answering of the question, and yeah, it just worked out really well. And yeah, I mean, if you guys have any feedback for the mastermind and like anything about the series, that's great. I mean, the first threat was also associated with the mastermind directly too, as well. So, I mean, if you remember anything about that and you have any feedback, like just let me know. But yeah, again, I really appreciate you guys, hanging in with me and going through a full season of this. And yeah, I
Yeah.
hope you felt like you got like full arcs out of your characters from this, and I'm glad to
This
see.
end was everything I wanted.
Okay, good. Well, you
Yeah,
got to
same.
use fuck ton of dynamite and some chloroform, and also got to build your child. So hey, got fulfilled a lot of stuff that the mother needed to do. So there you go. Oh my gosh.
Oh, Magnet saying blowing me a kiss was insane. I
Oh
loved that so much.
well, I mean, like it's you just yeah, it's so cool.
In the TV show, he's definitely a character that like gets a spin-off.
Oh yeah, no, for sure. Because I mean, like and I will say, I mean, like each of the servants actually have their own backstory as well. So, I mean, like honest and for truly, Maglasang is like near and dear to my heart because to me he's a legacy slash vessel combined because he's got sorceress abilities plus he's also like from a long line of monster hunters.
Oh, I
So
want to know everything about him. I'm sad we didn't get more.
he's a cutie. So I mean, yeah, yeah, it's a lot of fun because I had a lot of fun making these guys. But I mean, like I basically threw everything but the kitchen sink at this mastermind and her servants. So it's like nobody's gonna have an opportunity to do all this, and I didn't even have an opportunity to throw everything at the other series, which had 30 episodes. So hey, yeah. There's a lot. There's a lot in here, and I still have to revise because I mean I know there's some things that I have to, make a little bit clearer, or maybe I want to change a little bit to make this mastermind feel like I'm achieving certain things that I didn't think I hit during either season. So I want to make sure that I fix those things. But yeah, I mean,
If you ever end up having any specific like requests for very specific feedback, please let me. I'm more than happy to provide it if I remember it.
Yep.
yeah,
I
I
will say,
mean,
and I will say the same. If you've got like, if you want to like, you know, if you want to throw something at us to, like, I don't know, see how things read versus how they like actually played out, I'd be absolutely happy to provide feedback in that way as well.
yeah, I mean, again, if you've picked up like the Sprigs and Kindling, like issue, volume
Oh,
3.
I did, but it's like that thick, so I haven't gone through the
Right.
whole thing.
Yeah, no, I mean, like, well, mine starts on page 85, so I mean, like, it's
Okay.
like the mastermind as well as the associated threat are all together. So if you want to like take a look at it and like see if it compares to actually what I did, that should be fun. I kind of fudged a few things, so I mean, hey,
Hey, you're the
I'm
author. You're entitled, and
I
you're
was
the
gonna
keeper. You're
say
entitled.
right,
it's not
exactly.
fudging.
Yeah, it's revising. It's revising on the fly. That's what it is. So again, I had a lot of fun like writing her up, and also like being able to present and run her for the two groups. And yeah, I mean, there's
It
only
is
so much
clear
you can
that
get
you
through.
like her as a mastermind, or To me, it was clear that you were enjoying her.
Oh, of course. She's a little bit of everything. I mean, she's the little maven that kills people. Of course it's fun.
Yes. So,
And as always, your voice work amazes.
thanks. Appreciate it. And yeah, the NPCs are just a lot of fun to do, whether it be for this associated thing, and then just like, to do any of the other threats that like I pick or whatever. And then, yeah, I mean, each one has their own story, right? I mean, like even the ones that I put in for the associated threat, the Enigma at Little Blackbirds. I mean, like there's a lot of there's a lot of people in that one, but I had a lot of fun, like embodying those guys too. So, and I love the fact that like each person like had somebody that they cottoned onto, which was really nice. Like like you felt like you had a rapport with somebody in one of the threats at least. If it wasn't like one of the servants or something like that, then you at least felt like you could talk to Lady Sarah or
I was about to say Lady Sarah. I'm still thinking about Lady Sarah.
aw. And then like, Marie Litton or something like that, which I thought was like so totally, I was totally surprised. I was like, oh, okay, I didn't know you were interested in her. Sorry. Otherwise I would have like, leaned into that a little bit more. But yeah, that was pretty cute. Because like, yeah, there's a ton of people everywhere. So yeah. I just, this is 6 campaigns, 6 full campaigns, and I think I am ready to take a break. As I've said to people, I've said, you know what? Full campaigns, I need to revise my mastermind now, so I guess I'm planning for the rest of the year to take a break from the between, and regardless of, I know the new stuff is coming out, and with all the new different scenarios and settings, I'm sorry, I gotta take a rest. So maybe next year, but for now I think I want to tweak her. I want to tweak Mrs. Pemberton-Potts a little bit more, so this way I can feel satisfied and know that she's everything I want her to be. So if anybody else picks her up and wants to run her, they feel confident that I've supported them and given them everything that they need to feel like they get it. They get her. They get her servants. They get, everything for the associated threat. So I'm hoping that, if you do read through it and see some things that like, oh, I mean, like, I don't remember that. Or like, if like this could read a little better if you do this, then hey, have at it. I'd appreciate some feedback. No problem. Okay. So I won't keep you any further. Again, I appreciate you all for, again, sticking with me this wonderful series. Yeah, go ahead.
No, I appreciate. I was saying, same. I appreciate you. Thank you for sticking with us.
No.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh my gosh.
This is a super fun campaign. I really enjoyed it. Sorry to see it end, but it ended on such a good.
Yes, it did.
Yes,
and
again,
same. I'm pleased that you guys like. Hope you had fun. Like hope you enjoyed like the run through the between. Like it was essentially complete. It was it really like with a complete even. Okay, so with the new rules, it's like it gives the really good feeling of the episodes, right? Because it doesn't ask you to complete everything before you head into the assault or the confrontation. So it gives this idea that if you wanted to, you could speed run through whatever threats you wanted to, but you could also speed run to facing off against the mastermind of the season. And then if you wanted to, you could go into next season with whomever survives the confrontation and then new hunters or whatever. But if you didn't want to do that, then you could just end it. You could just be like, all right, well, fuck off with the whatever threats are left. You just have to face off against the mastermind because they're tired of dealing with you and you're tired of dealing with their bull. So, I mean, like, you just want to get her done, So I think I kind of like that option because before it was 15 clues that you had to collect before you even got to the mastermind threat and all the reveals and all this kind of stuff. But now it's like, I think it's only 8. Reveal all the history and make sure that you get to the one layer of like, okay, make sure that one of the threats is a servant. And then after that, it's just, yeah, just get them to the assault or the confrontation, or both, whatever. And that's what it is. So I kind of like that, because if like some people don't want to be locked in so long to the between, they can easily have an out, because you can answer the mastermind at any point after the few conditions are met, to be able to just be able to answer the mastermind question and then just finish it off, depending, right? So yeah, I mean, it is what it is. But I mean, I do love the episodic nature of this thing. I do love the way the threats are presented. I do love the way the different hunters can be tweaked depending on what, you know, the characters wanna be, or like how they conceive of their characters. So yeah, I mean, if you guys play the Between again, it's like I hope you get to play different playbooks and just enjoy yourselves in interpreting your character concepts any the hell way you want, because this is really fun. So
This is fantastic.
I'm unconscious now, so
yes, thank you guys so much.
Good night,
Have
folks.
a wonderful
This is fantastic.
night. Yep, happy gaming, and I will see you hopefully at some point next time.
hopefully.
All right,
Hey, Carol.
take care. Bye. Sometime later, a servant, an older handsome ruffian in a nondescript suit, rides down Belgrave Square to the newly refurbished Wreath Hall. In the study, there is now a prominent crystal vase in the corner, with a profusion of purple roses standing in it. Delicately gloved hands lovingly add some of the blooms to a smart riding hat, then wraps a sheer veil across the display and lets it drape freely. The young woman, well dressed with her dark hair in a fashionable updo, places her floral creation on her head and takes up her riding crop. She places a hand on sets of fresh official papers, received this week, not looking when the door to her study opens. Her dutiful servant bows and makes his report. The individual known as Beelzebub seems to have gone to ground as the season has ended. Unfortunately, Hargrave House left loose ends and 2 children have disappeared. New occupants have arrived to take over where the others supposedly left off. Signs of the forest in the city have begun to recede, and the effects of the azure tincture dissipated with the incompletion of the ritual. Those whom have survived the explosion of the alternate House of Lords report not recalling details of their whereabouts during that period. He looks down at his notebook, hesitates for a beat, then says, "Milady Catalina, it seems that Lady Roscarta has not returned to Hargrave House. However, our little birds say that she may have retired with Her Majesty's blessing to a country estate, a recent land grant, as I am given to understand." Catalina, a familiar face to Lady Roscarta, even though older since last seen, smiles, showing teeth, the humor not reaching her eyes. She contemplates the rose thorns wrapping the shaft of the riding crop as she says, "Sebastian, let us ready for a walk. I must call upon my neighbors at Hargrave House. As the adopted heir of Mrs. Pemberton-Potts and new owner of Wreath Hall." And then she turns, the folds of her dress and veil moving with dance-like grace, addressing her servant with a distant edge to her voice. "And then we'll turn other little birds to find and take care of the retired and honorable Lady Ross Carter." A smirk upturning a corner of her lips.